unfair. It was outrageous what they did. And if Huckabee or Ron Paul had any sense of self-worth, after about the first 20 minutes of that debate, they would have walked off the stage and embarrassed the CNN network for humiliating them like that. I agree with you about Ron Paul, but the fact was they were invited. Right, they were there, they were ignored, and they were treated like second-class citizens. And from Huckabee's perspective, my God, he won the Iowa caucus. Okay? You may not like him, but he's won a caucus. Your question.
This guy's a man.
I think I answered this yesterday. I'm going to answer your question within the parameters of the available candidates at the start of this election cycle. Okay? I would have, and was enthusiastic about Bill Richardson. I was enthusiastic about Bill Richardson for the reason that Governor Romney gave you for his own electability last night. Remember, Romney made the point that we were talking about yesterday, namely that Americans, although he said, because he's not a student of history, Romney said that Americans have always liked governors. This is a 20th century phenomenon, not a 19th century phenomenon at all. But that's okay. We'll give him 100 years. He's used to dealing with really big numbers. So. Remember, there's no, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, there's no crime in profit, right? Which makes McCain's comment about patriotism, not profit, an interesting kind of juxtaposition if you're a Republican. Richardson, I thought, had it all going for him. Congressional service, executive branch service, and the fact that he's governor of New Mexico. And, what did I tell you yesterday? A great personal story to tell. Compelling personal story. First, real, authentic Hispanic American to run for president of the United States. It didn't happen.
Well, nobody knew he was Hispanic.
I know. He should have done what Loretta Sanchez over here did. After she was married, she changed her name back to Sanchez so people would know it wasn't Loretta Bixby. Bixby doesn't sound Hispanic either. So she changed her name, got elected, and then a couple of years later divorced the husband, just so that she wouldn't have to ever worry about getting her last name back. So it would have been Bill Richardson. After Bill Richardson, it would have been John Edwards. And right now, at great personal risk to me in my home, I may end up voting in the general election for John McCain. And I am a very liberal Democrat.
Now, why would you do that?
Why would I do that? I don't believe that McCain is as conservative as he appears to be for the reasons that I've already explained.
Even though he has an 82% conservative voting record.
Yeah, that's okay. He's an iconoclast. I'd rather have him. It's not because I'm enthralled with him being a war hero. Although, in that respect, you're also witnessing something very unusual in American politics. McCain may be the last authentic war hero, really, to ever run for president of the United States, at least for another generation. It used to be prima facie that if you were running for president, you had to have served in the military. Now McCain is the only person who's run in this entire campaign, I think, who actually has military service. Obama, very articulate, very moving. I'm a great fan of Ted Kennedy. Obama is an empty vessel. And what I mean by that is, because there's no there with him, you can pour anything that you want into him as a citizen and see in him anything you want.
So Oprah didn't do it for you.
Oprah did not do it for me. I don't watch Oprah. If I was watching Oprah, I'd be home right now. I know enough about Oprah to know that she's on now. And Hillary Clinton, I don't think that that's the direction that the Democratic Party wants to take, because like her husband, I've never been convinced that Hillary Clinton was a real Democrat. And if we're going to have a Republican, let's have a real Republican in the White House. I also think the American public will end up agreeing with me, because the American public fundamentally likes divided government. And so if you were to ask me who would I predict is going to win in a non-social scientific way, I'd predict that if McCain wins the nomination, he'll be the one that wins.